Alrighty. Hello, everyone. It says we're live, and I'm going to assume we are. Um, I'm
If
very
you,
tired, which is saying something because I just woke up from a nap. uh, Hello. If you're new here, my name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance out of Hegyes. It is day two, stream two of the 7 Day Book Challenge, and I am apparently an idiot. So I will let my lovely co host introduce herself while I make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to be, because that's usually the first thing I do, and I did this time, so feel free.
um, hello, everyone who is new here or old here. Let me just tell you about me in a wordy way once Guy gets stuff figured out. My name is Stephanie. I mainly write small town romances. That's what I'm working on for the 7 Day Book Challenge this week. I have 7 chapters left. They are outlined, so I just need to focus and write them out. I am here a lot on Sky's channel at night because I like her and she must like me if she lets me be on screen with her all the time. We are also I'm also participating in the a writing event this weekend. I can never remember the right name or right orders, but we're getting together. It's 3 hours of streaming, so all that to say, you're gonna have lots and lots of me on screen this week. I did try
Yes.
streaming earlier today, but the tech gremlin said not today, and I said okay, bye, and I went to bed. That
Uh,
is me.
Alrighty. So,
Okay.
yes, we are doing the 7 Day Book Challenge. I am streaming twice a day, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, I am joining everyone else who is also participating in the AuthorTube Sweet Treats stream crawl. So, yeah, that's what the other event she was mentioning is that event. Um, for this writing challenge, I am working on a novella. I have 2 out of 10 chapters done. If I could wake up enough, I would like to finish or at least get mostly through another chapter, but we will see because I have now hit the point where I'm writing all new words versus like cleaning up old words. So the writing's going to slow down quite a bit. But we shall
My
see.
my goal for tonight is to get the a library scene written out. My character is gonna get like walked around the library and kind of shown around what is going where and how to do things, and that's fresh in my brain because I was just done that to me the other like day before yesterday or something. Um, no, yesterday,
Yeah.
Monday. Oh my god, yesterday when I did volunteer training at the library, so I feel like I can take some of that and put it in the writing. Was it only yesterday? Oh my gosh,
Yep. It was only yesterday. So,
so long.
so long ago. So
I
long
can't
ago.
tell, but I have clothes on. Okay, you just can't see anything down here. You just see the black straps. It is 80 degrees outside. I'm not wearing a t-shirt. That's not happening.
Hey,
Okay,
I,
just letting all you out there know I am properly clothed here. Okay.
I wear tank tops all the time. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
All right. I am going to go say hi to everyone in the chat
Yes.
because uh, YouTube is not YouTube, Restream is not showing me much in the chat. So I'm just going to go check over on the YouTubes and just do it that way. So Laura is here. Hello. And says, make me be productive. Laura, if you need to take a nap, I am all for naps. Honestly, if I disappear and my camera turns off, I will not guarantee I'm not taking a nap. So, man. Let's see. Stephanie said hi to Laura. Laura said, I have been 5% productive today. Heather is here saying howdy. Laura said, well, hello there. And Heather is working through the last 2 chapters of the Dragon novella. You've got this. I have faith in you. What is the word count you do you aim for in your novellas? I actually do not have a word count that I'm aiming for, but was it last night's stream or this morning's stream that we were talking about what I feel like is the length of short stories versus novels versus novellas? I feel like we were talking about that,
It
but I
was
don't
last
remember if it
night.
was on stream.
It was last night, but I don't know if it was like when everyone else saw us or it was after.
Yeah,
If it's the after party. No, whatever.
I can't remember. So with my short stories, I aim for them to be less than 20K. And this one, I can already tell you, is sitting at like, what is the word count right now? Because it was originally supposed to be a short story, but we have already surpassed the word count for the short story. At least it did when I originally wrote this story.
Yeah, I think
Because I'm on draft like 4 or 5. Yeah, already I'm sitting at like almost 7,000 words, and I've only written 2 of 10 chapters. But to me, short stories are anything less than 20K. And then anything from 20 to, I think, 50K, maybe 60K to me is, I know that's technically more than a novella, but my shortest novels are 60K, and that's why I have it to reach 60K. Do any of my novellas reach that length? No, usually they're between 30 and 40,000 words.
Again, I was saying the same thing. Like I aim to have longer books, and my first couple of books are longer, but that's because they were more fact than fiction, and so it was easier to like fill up the page or whatever. But my stories now are, if I can get to 50,000 words, I call it a good day. I'm just a severe underwriter. Like I don't spend a lot of time writing describing the scenes or describing what each person is wearing or what they look like or the color of the sky in every single page or describing what the trees look like for 10 pages. Because I just don't. In my romance books, I don't.
I had to go back, and one of the things that I was doing with these first 2 chapters as I was rewriting them from the original form that they were in is I had to double check character descriptions, because I don't go into great detail about characters. I do describe, like, this person has this color eyes versus this color hair, and then I let people use their imagination from there. But in between 2 different chapters, one from one character's perspective and the other from the other character's perspective, I literally changed both the hair color and eye character color of the sister in each chapter. So, like, in one chapter, she had dark hair and light colored hair, and then the other chapter, she had light hair and dark colored hair. I was like, dude, come on, get it together. She doesn't change that fast.
Yeah, I make a point to like talk about like mention the hair and I guess in my first couple of books I talked about their skin color, not like their race, just their skin color. And then, but I didn't do it like in your face way, it just was part of it. And then I didn't really describe what they were wearing unless it was specific to something like the girl's like going through her closet and she's trying to figure out what to wear, and like she's taking off her boots as she walks on the beach, that sort of thing. Or when like wedding dress shopping, one of my books, obviously I'm going to describe the clothes in that scenario.
Yeah. Ow. Laura is reading for a book club right now. What book are you reading? I'm nosy and I want to know all the things. What book are you reading? Broke 1K in my story at 1 a.m. and is definitely an underwriter. Nothing wrong with that. I am too. Heather said, yeah, I'm not the only person then of the struggling underwriter camp, which is the issue as I am a fantasy writer. I am terrible at descriptions. And that is one of the things that I am tightening up with this rewrite. And I have 4,000 words in one chapter and almost 3,000 words in the other chapter. So I'm guessing I'm doing okay.
So you're talking. So now that you mentioned fantasy writing, it is funny that you mentioned that because when I write fantasy, I write in third person, and I am a bit more flowery with my language instead of describing scenes and colors and sights and sounds. And I didn't realize how descriptive and poetic my descriptions of like the water and the ocean and the river and the dragons and whatnot until I was reading like a chapter from my work in progress in my writing group last night. Well, first of all, it was a long 2,000 words I read. Second of all, I skipped over some paragraphs because like, wow, that was very like the river was the color was so blue as if it mirrored the sky above, and It was very, very poetic. I was like, very descriptive when it's, I don't know if it's because it's fantasy versus romance, which romance is a contemporary world, or if it's because first person versus third person. Don't know. It's definitely different.
Nothing wrong with that. I am trying to find the book that Laura says they are reading, and I cannot find it.
What is the book?
It's, I'm reading Deadcaster by M.L. Claxon. Not Amazon trying to show me different kind of filters for cars. No. Am I spelling it wrong? I'm probably spelling it wrong. Nope. It's still pulling up different car parts.
Okay, so got it. All right.
One of us could find it. That's good.
I found it. I'm going to share it in the Amazon, or not. No, oh my gosh, I'm going to share it in the YouTube stream. Just give me a minute. I'll pull it up. I can talk. I promise. It's not that hard.
I just found it too. And you want to know what I had to do? I had to type just the title of the book without the author's name. Usually when someone says both book and title and author, I type in both, and it brings up the book I'm looking for right away. This time I did not, and it sucks, and I hate it. Oh well. That book looks good though, and I'm going to shoot myself a linky. Okay.
Anybody else wants to see what she's reading, I also put in the comment thing on YouTube, because I was already on my way there.
Good job. All right, Cammie. Hello, Cammie. Good evening, my two lovely peoples. I'll be helping with modding if you guys wanted for the later sweet streams. I will not say no to that, so I'm good. What category did you put your streams under? I had a little idea, so went with entertainment, but I wasn't sure. I always put it either under people and blogs or educational, not educational, entertainment. I think my automatic settings for YouTube, as far as like videos go, is under people and blogs, because I was doing like, when I first started setting up my YouTube channel, my whole point with my channel was vlogs, which is like a combination of, which obviously everyone knows what vlogs are at this point. But in my head, because vlogs are very similar to blogs, and I was just going to be making my channel about the journey of my life and my author journey, that's why I had it automatically set to people and blogs. But anytime it asked me to manually set up something, I put it either under people and blogs or entertainment. One of the two. So I don't remember which of those two it's under, but it's under one of those. For future reference. Oh my goodness, I am so tired. I should not be. Let us do. You ready to do a sprint?
Yeah, let's do one. I'm probably going to get something to drink to wake my brain up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go get my notebook because it has my notes and stuff in it, and that's not in this room because I streamed in the kitchen this morning, so that's where it is. So, yes. All right. Kat is already up. Nixie is ready to go. I've got writing prompts for anyone who wants to write but doesn't know what they want to write about, and maybe they'll give you some inspiration. You do not have to write on them if you don't want to, but the first prompt is, and for anyone new here, that's the way I usually do it. We do 4 25-minute sprints with some chatting in between. How much chatting depends, at least 5 minutes worth. And then during the sprints, I put up writing prompts that you do not have to write on if you want to.
I have something to say. Spoiler for anyone watching this, it's never just 5 minutes.
Actually, in the morning, it has been almost just 5 minutes because...
Let me rephrase that. It's never 5 minutes, just 5 minutes in the evening. Correct. Streams of yours. I rarely am there from beginning to end in your daytime stream. So,
to be fair, I think part of that's because there are so many people streaming during the day that the ones that do pop onto my channel are stream hoppers who don't stick around. Whereas at night, the ones who stick around are those who are there to watch the stream and participate and stuff like that, because there's not as many streams in the evening.
That's true.
If that makes sense.
And that makes sense.
So, at least in my brain, even if it's not true, that's the way my brain likes to think about it. So, it makes me feel special. First prompt says, I don't care that it was on. I don't care that it was on fire. Didn't care about my own safety. How could I abandon my children? They were everything in my life. So, that is the first prompt. We're going to start writing in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I did very little story work. In fact, I only think I wrote 122 words.
I had a brainstorm of a scene, so I worked with it. So I don't think I created that many, maybe 150 new words. A lot of it was already written. I just moved it around.
Fair.
Like a summary of what I think is going to happen. And then I'm going to format it so it's formatted and not a big jumbled paragraph. So
Fair. I need to brainstorm a little bit because my outline says something to the effect that my main character is up for promotion for the job, whereas the chapter I was writing, she's already gotten the job. So I've got to rework a couple of things. And my brain is not braining tonight, so I was like, I don't feel like doing that tonight.
that's why I avoided the library scene last night. I'm like, I don't want to.
I've written almost 4,000 words today, and my brain is just like, I'm done. I don't wanna. I'm with Laura. Laura said sprinting is for productive people, not me. I'm a bed potato, and I'm like, I am a bed potato too. I want to be a bed potato. Oh, I don't know how much writing is actually going to get done today. I'm going to try, but at the same time, I'm like,
I'm tired. Tired. We can just chat. It's fine. We're good.
Yeah. Laura is on page 35 and 15% through. Awesome. Heather has written 456 words. Laura asks, can I post a snippet of what I wrote last night or this morning? Yes, feel free. Anytime you want to post snippets of what you've been writing, just feel free to. Sometimes I'll read them on screen. Sometimes I'll read them when we're sprinting. It just varies on how much time we have on the break and how I'm feeling. Right now, I cannot concentrate and I cannot word, so I cannot guarantee that I will read it on stream, but I will definitely read it during the chat in the
Speaking of snippets, that gave me the idea of what to name my Substack. Snippets by Stephanie is what I've named it. Because it's, it flows, the S's that are in there, and it has like a 1-line or 2-line thing about what readers can expect from your publication. And so there's lots of S words in there to go with it. And that's what I got.
Nice. All right. Cami says I wasn't lying. It seems when I said that I had over an hour of Panda screen/snuggles during my last stream. 61 minutes is the 3 clip lengths. Nice. See, when you get that much kind of footage, what I would do is hold that for like a voiceover vlog or like a discussion vlog where I didn't want to be on video. Like that's the kind of stuff I would hold for that. But that's me. I don't know what kind of vlogs you post or what kind of videos. You said that was during a stream, so that's a little different. But having 61 minutes of 3 clip lengths full of Panda video, I'm here for that.
That's what I did with one of my blogs. I was like, I just had a clip of me sitting here typing or whatever, but I didn't make any sound, and I just like talked over it, clipped it up, put some words. It's fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I found myself funny, I thought. Or maybe I just think I'm funny. Who knows?
I like how Laura ended the snippet with supercalifragilisticexpialidocious today instead of ta-da.
Where are we at? Stuff like, aha. I mean, there's S's in there. Got it. Yep. We're good. I'm with it. Maybe.
Let's see. Cami says it was a painting stream. Makes sense. Heather says, also fearing I am being ghosted by my cover designer for my poly vampire book that is releasing start of May. No, that is not cool.
How long has it been since you've heard from the cover designer?
That is a smart question to ask.
And like, is there anything else going on with the cover designer, like lifing stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I follow all of my cover designers on social media. So if I don't get email replies back, but I see that they're posting to social media, I'm like, something's sus.
Right.
But that being said, one of my cover designers is in Germany, and both of us have problems. Even though we have the same email provider, we often find that our emails to each other, despite us having the email addresses saved, end up in the spam folder. So every once in a while, if I don't hear back from her, I message her on Facebook and I'm like, hey, so I sent you an email. I just wanted to check and make sure it didn't end up in your spam folder again. And she's like, oh my God, I just found it. And that's exactly where it was. So, and some of hers have ended up in my spam folder too, just because she's based out of Germany. So that's always a fun thing.
What's funny is like I have Gmail accounts, mail account, whatever. Sometimes like YouTube, like it will send me notifications that someone commented on one of my posts or someone commented on a video, and sometimes I'll go in my promotions tab. Sometimes it'll go in my inbox, or sometimes it'll go in my junk stuff.
Yep.
I'm like,
Cami says, so much of the 3 hours felt like shove it aside and snuggle during the painting stream. Want root beer? Give me sugar. That's what I'm drinking is root beer. Only the best in the world since 1919. But yeah, I really hope that your cover designer is not ghosting you. Heather says, was meant to have the first concept 2 weeks ago. Ugh. I hope it's just a matter of life being life.
yeah.
And not them ghosting you, especially not them ghosting you based on what your book topic is. The fact that you have a poly vampire book.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
I would maybe just do like a gentle nudge email. Hey, so just checking to see how things are going. We were supposed to have the first concept a couple of weeks ago, and my deadline's coming up. How's it going over there?
Yeah.
Or something.
Laura, I 100% agree with you. IBC root beer is so good. I do not like A&W. I know that that rubs a lot of people raw because a lot of people are like, A&W is the best. And I'm like, I don't like it. It tastes gross. Ugh. So, I'm weird like that. Be spam filed. Yes. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed a comment. Cami says, it feels like no matter how many times I hit trust and never send to junk mail and Hotmail, it doesn't listen. Then it also doesn't block when told to block. Like emails from my government should be spam filed. Should not be spam filed. Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason I go through my spam at least once a month. And sometimes if I'm bored, more often than that. Because sometimes I get a lot of emails filtered directly to spam that should never have been to spam.
And just like emails that should be in spam, they're coming to my regular inbox. Like, no, right? I don't want a penile pump. I don't want Viagra. I don't want a hair plug. Like, do you even check to see who you're emailing?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of those right now too, and I'm just like, okay. Cam says that A&W is the best for river floats. Okay, yes, I will agree for that. I will agree to that because I do like when I was activities director for the care center. Every Friday we did sweet treats, and the easiest and cheapest sweet treat to do was river floats. And yes, A&W was A&W was the brand we used for root beer floats, and that tasted delicious. Also, if you're gonna do root beer floats, don't get regular vanilla. Get like the
Vanilla bean.
vanilla bean. That is like the best combination. A&W root beer with vanilla bean.
So Heather says she did that a week ago, and they now have sent it. Please let me know by Thursday.
Okay.
So it might be time
Hopefully
to
they
start
respond back.
searching around for a different cover designer that can do it in a shorter amount of time. Unfortunately, you know.
Ooh, and Heather only has until Thursday because have to order books for the author signing event the first week in May. I hope everything works out because that is stressful. I am so sorry you're going through that. And Cammy says that their mind is blown. They just realized they can hear you, Steph.
Shut up. I fixed my settings, okay? It was buttons.
Every once in a while, when you sit back, I do notice that your voice does get fainter, or like if your internet is acting up or my internet is acting up, it'll start to sound robotic, like you're going in and out and staticky. So if I ever make this weird face and I'm like really concentrating on where I'm looking right now, which is my screen, it's literally because I'm trying to read your lips because it just sounds wonky in my ear.
Okay, I get that. When I was traveling a lot and I was using the campground street Wi-Fi's, you all would be like spinning and stuff like that. I'd be like,
Yay, internet. It's fine.
I would be like, yes, totally, like pretending I heard you guys.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm agree with it anyways.
That sounds good. Yes. No. Yes. I
Oh,
don't know. Dang.
Heather played a 50% deposit.
Is it refundable? Better.
If
Well,
it's was it a non-refundable because they're not giving you you're purchasing a product and they're not giving. I don't remember how this works with if it's a non-refundable deposit, but in my experience, from my little bit of knowledge I have, if you provide a deposit and they still don't provide the work, I think, especially if you pay by PayPal, you can dispute the payment so that they give it back to you, as long as you can prove, hey, I've been sending these emails, I'm trying to get up with them, they're not responding back, kind of thing. So hopefully everything will work out and you'll be able to make it work. I'm with Cammy. You deserve all the hugs because that is super stressful.
yeah, that would stress me out for sure.
Yeah, breach of contract. That's the term I was trying to. I'm telling you, I cannot brain today. It's a breach of contract. So even if it's deposit, the bank will take the money back from them. That's from Cammy. But again, I also know you're from Australia, and I don't know how stuff works there versus the U.S. because there might be some differences there as well.
Oh yeah, Heather is in Australia. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about not braining today. I went to go take a bath and I laid back in the water. Okay, this is like a totally G-rated thing. Don't worry, nothing funny happened in the bathtub. So I go lay in the bathtub and I'm gonna wash my hair, and I realize my braids are still in my hair from yesterday. Like, well, I'm not. I didn't want to sit there and like undo my braids wet because. So I'm like, well, I guess they're still in there. I'll do it tomorrow. It's fine.
Oops. Hi, JC. Welcome, welcome. We're going to do another sprint because we've been chatting for a bit. So, all right, let me get us started for one. Prompts. There we go. We've done prompt number 1. This is sprint number 2, so we need to do prompt number 2. You don't have to do the prompt if you don't want to. It's just there if you want to write and don't know what you want to write about. Maybe it'll inspire you, but here it is. And it says, there was nothing that could have prevented the child from falling in the water, but there had to be something I could do to help them. So, that's prompt number 2. And
It's kind of dark there, Skye. A little dark. Okay. So see, happy.
I mean, technically speaking, the first one was dark too.
Yeah, I know. Like, what's up with it tonight? What are you doing?
You'll
Making
never
us all
know.
Cry?
Yes, that is my job. Getting you all emotional. with just the prompts.
I cry at commercials, okay? I cried telling the kids about something I watched last week. I cried reading the blurb for this anthology that I'm
Going to
being
be
a
in?
part of. Yeah, I read it out loud to Ileana and I started to get all, I'm like, whatever.
Nice. I get emotionally attached to characters, okay? Don't judge me. All right, here we go. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, that is time. How did everyone do? Let us know.
I didn't write the whole time. That's what I did. Uh, I actually restarted Duolingo again. Not like started over. I just started using it again.
Nice.
I don't know what made me think of it. I did, and then I don't know what I did after that. But so when I was using it before, because I had it on my phone and I was using it before, I had unlimited hearts all the time. I didn't have to like practice to get more hearts when I ran out of hearts.
Mhm.
So I deleted it off my phone and re-downloaded it recently, and now I'm back like everyone. Like I don't have that feature anymore.
Aw, that
I
sucks.
don't know because I had that feature for like years, and I don't even know how I even got it on there. Like
I
I didn't have a free trial of anything. I didn't have it set up with a school thing or anything. I don't even know.
did not tell you.
I don't know.
I did my daily and Duolingo practice stuff, and I wrote a little bit, but mostly I watched an episode of the 1995 version of 1995. Yes, 1995 version of Pride and Prejudice because it's now available on Amazon. So I was watching that. I didn't realize. Always thought it was a movie, just like the one that came out with Keira Knightley, but it's a 6 episode TV show. So
Oh, okay. Well, I have neither read or watched Pride and Prejudice, so which is
that
funny because I was making Hannah when she's with us, I was making Hannah like read and study the book, and I was talking about it in a stream, and Megan McCarthy was like, I really understood the jokes in the book after I watched the movie.
Mhm. I had to read the book in high school, and I did not get it. I was like, I don't understand this. And I read it again later when I was in college, hoping that I would understand it. Then I still didn't get it, and it took watching the movie for me to finally get it. And then, of course, I'm still like, as certain things are happening, I'm googling to see why this was like a faux pas. Like I get, especially like where Mr. Collins is concerned. I was like, dude, he sounds like the biggest imbecile in the world, but I don't understand why in the context of what is going on. So I had to Google it. I was like, okay, so what is up with this dude? And I'm still to this day Googling different things to understand why, in reference to everything that was going on in history back then,
Mm-hmm.
different things make sense. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So, but I saw something earlier today. It was like a video where someone was asking people for like comfort movie recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that the Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice has become my comfort movie for no unknown reason. I have no idea why. Because I can just put it on in the background and I can understand what's going on without ever looking up at the screen.
My comfort movies are more actiony.
Right?
Okay, so comfort movies that I can watch over and over again and never lose interest in them.
Yep.
Um, some recent ones have been The Martian.
Okay. Haven't
Have
seen
you
that one
seen?
yet.
It's the one with Matt Damon, and he's an astronaut, and he gets stranded on Mars, and he's a botanist. Okay, the last type of scientist who should ever get stranded on a planet by himself.
I
But
mean, someone who studies plants, right? Botanist is
yes,
someone who
yeah,
studies
mhm,
plants.
yeah,
That's the perfect person to get stranded on a planet. At least he's going to survive to some extent if he knows what to grow.
he does survive. He grows some potatoes, and he uses everyone's poop that got left behind as fertilizer.
Okay.
Anyways, there's lots of sciencey stuff in there, but I'm a nerd like that, and I like sciencey stuff like that. And the kids are like, not again, not again. I'm like, yes. So I like that one, and I can't. Twilight. I mean, you can just put it in and like watch it or not watch it, listen to it.
Yeah.
Um, but the second Twilight movie is not my favorite. And Independence Day with Will Smith
Yeah.
has always been my favorite. because it is a romantic comedy for sure.
Okay.
So what's funny is like Jesse and I were trying to figure out a movie, and I said, "Can I pick one out?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you feel like a romantic comedy?" And he's like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Okay, great, here it is." And we watch it. He's like, "How the heck is that a romantic comedy?" I said, "There's comedy in it." He goes, "Well, yeah, like Welcome to Earth, bam, other words, and there is a wedding in it, so there's a romance, obviously."
Fair.
And that's why I have romantic comedy. But I used to watch it so much so that I was walking with Ileana and Jackson to go meet a friend for coffee. Like she was like 5, probably 5 or 6, like fresh out of like kindergarten age. Okay, we're walking, and the town we lived in was a flag city. Like whenever there's like flag type holidays, like 4th of July, Memorial Day, into stuff like that, the streets would be lined with flagpoles, like United States flags. So we're walking, and I'm like, "Oh, uh, do you know what that is?" And the kids are like, "Yeah, that's the United States flag." I go, "Do you know why the flags are here?" And they're like, "Yeah, because we're in Flag City, USA." I said, "Yes, but why are the flags here today? Where is it celebrating? It's the 4th of July." And then I said, because I think I know what I'm doing, teaching my darn kids holidays. I said, "Do you know what the 4th of July is celebrated for?" And Ileana says in her cutest voice, "Yeah, that's the day we celebrate when the president went up and helped protect the aliens from destroying Earth."
To be fair, for like the longest time, I thought the same thing.
Oh,
Because Independence Day was one of those movies that I grew up with, and I was watching probably well before I should have been watching. And so, like, I thought the same thing.
I'm going to tell Skye that, or I'm going to tell Ileana that tomorrow. She's going to love that. She's going to love that.
And I don't know how long I believed that for. I could not tell you. I eventually did learn the truth, and then I was like, I thought both had happened.
And I was like, I guess I watched that a little too many times. Like, that's the show she picks up on, and it's like, that's the truth of all the shows I watch. Like, okay.
All right, I'm gonna check out the comments real quick. Let's see. Heather said it is still breach of contract, so hopefully this will all work out for you, Heather. I'm really hoping for you. Cammy said that's even bigger then because Thursday is hours away, if not right now. Oh, and then talking about the prompt, push them, help them into the water, right? She didn't say the child was pushed by their stepmother. I did not. You are correct, Laura. Laura, if you are falling asleep, I promise it will not upset me if you go to sleepy sleep, because I know it's late. I think you're on the West Coast, so which means it's like 10:30 for you, so it's still late. Cammy was joined by our resident Snugglebug while finishing up edits and uploads for Day Force. Is it Scribetober or is it Scribtober for 2024? Got it posted to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube still on Tuesday for me. And yes, potatoes. So the other comfort movie that I can think of is any Ghibli movie, any Studio Ghibli movie.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Studio Ghibli, like Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, Ponyo, My Neighbor Totoro.
The kids have watched all of those repeatedly, except for that first one you named.
Howl's Moving Castle?
Nope, there's one before that. Howl's Moving Castle. What are the other ones you said?
No, I don't even remember the list I said. Ponyo.
Yep, that one. Ponyo.
My favorite Ghibli is, I have not seen all of them, but of the ones I have seen, my favorite right now is Kiki's Delivery Service. That is my favorite.
She's watched that one. They've watched that one too.
My husband's favorite is Princess Mononoke.
That one.
The older of my two younger sisters, her favorite is Howl's Moving Castle, and then the younger of my two younger sisters, her favorite is Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Like, we all have a Ghibli movie that we associate with.
Okay. To be fair, I only know about them because Jesse loves those types of movies, and so like that's. I mean, I've watched it. Like I've come out and sat and watched it, but they're glued to the screen and leave me the hell alone while I do whatever I want to do. It's fine.
They definitely have cozy, feel-good moments. Like there's definitely sad parts in every single one I've ever watched, but they just have that warm home feeling, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And they're like a warm hug. Yes. Laura's sentence was one of those prime examples of one that you can read many different ways depending on the word emphasis. Yes.
Potatoes, 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 potatoes.
No, talking about this, she didn't say was she was pushed by her stepmother.
Oh, that one. Oh, that
She didn't say the child was pushed by their stepmother. She didn't say the child was pushed by their stepmother. That kind of thing.
Got it. Nope, we're good. I'm with it now.
Scribe like scribes of old. Okay, so Scribe-tober. Instead of Inktober, it's centered around scribal arts. Scribble. Scribble. Sorry.
You're fine.
That was probably unnecessary. As far as like comfort movies go, like I don't even know when and how Pride and Prejudice became a comfort movie for me, because it's not one I actually, like I said, I still look up stuff about, and maybe that's what it makes me think. Because I still to this day, there's a lot of things. I've never been a very big history person, so like that was part of the reason I didn't understand the book when I read it, because I was like, I don't know what's going on. How is this feminist? They're talking about getting married. I don't get it. And I think maybe that's why it's like a comfort movie to me now, because like I am slowly starting to get it. And even though I still have to look up different things about it to understand what is going on in the social context of everything, it's still very much I don't understand it, but it works. And it's one of those movies that, because I don't have to actually look up at the screen to know what's going on, I can do other things and just have it on as noise in the background.
So speaking of comfort movies, there's movies I will never, ever watch if I can help it.
Okay.
Overboard.
Which one?
Overboard with Goldie Hawn. So...
You said with Goldie Hawn?
Yes.
And Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Okay. I've never even heard of that. The movie cover looks familiar, but I don't remember that.
To be fair, it is a good storyline. But my stepmother watched it 52 million times a year, so over it. There's a cute like amnesia, and then they anyways, the story is great, whatever, blah blah blah, it's fine.
Okay.
But then the another movie I don't like watching, Jesse likes it, I do not understand, is Captain Ron, I want to say. I think it has another Kurt Russell one where he's like a captain, like a ship captain, and he takes his family out on the water. And it's just annoying. I want to say it's Captain Ron. Captain Ron? Pretty sure that's what it is.
A family in Chicago inherits the yacht formerly owned by Clark Gable. They decide to sail it from the island of something. Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Yes. And then pretty much anything with Jim Carrey in it I don't like, except for The Truman Show. Because in The Truman Show, he didn't have that over-the-top acting that he usually does in all of his other movies. You know, like the really big facial. I just was not a fan. Okay. Not a fan. Don't know why. Just not my cup of tea.
Okay. The loopy has hit again. I know they never left. Yeah. JC says Overboard was such a good movie, Stephanie. Oh my God, why would you not watch that? It's amazing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Cami says the remake is tolerable. The OG is Chef's Kiss absurdity.
Wait,
and she was talking about Captain Ron.
Remake? I hate it when they remake movies. Like, just leave it alone. sometimes, you know.
JC said Liar Liar was great. Liar Liar is one of those that I have to really be in the mood because, okay, there is comedy and then there is like, I don't remember the description of it, like self, it's not self deprecating. It might be actually self
It's
deprecating.
like
There's self
crude.
deprecating.
It's kind of crude type of comedy.
That one's not even crude comedy compared to some of the things that like my husband, the kind of comedy that my husband likes watching is definitely like the crude comedy. Um, but like I want to say the self-deprecating comedy where like they're walking into a situation that's bad, that's embarrassing, um, and there's just they're going gung ho into this situation that even they know is embarrassing, and it's like watching a train derail, and you can't stop it, and you cannot look away, kind of thing. That's the kind of comedy that I don't like watching. So Liar Liar is definitely one of those where I like the movie, I like the concept, but I have to really be in the mood to watch it because of that kind of humor in it. Uh, Cami likes Kurt Russell's Santa. JC says, I do agree that a lot of Jim Carrey's movies are over the top, but Liar Liar, like the message in the end, made it worth it. Makes sense. The remake of Overboard has Anna Faris playing in it. And JC says, Overboard should never have been remade ever. There's only one version of Overboard in my mind. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Cami says it was a wealthy Latin man who goes overboard instead, and the crew she works with are all Mexican. Did not
In
know
the in the remake.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I fear they're going to try to do Bird on the Wire or The House Sitter, and I hope they don't touch them.
did you guys ever watch that movie, A Walk to Remember, with Mandy Moore in it?
I haven't seen it.
So it's this like boy who like gets in trouble with the law, and he's like volunteering, and he notices the preacher's daughter at the school that they go to together, and this other girl that likes this guy Landon puts up pictures like Photoshop pictures of the preacher's daughter, and he like protects her, and she's like, you can't fall in love with me. He's like, I'm not gonna fall in love with you. Of course he falls in love with her, and then it turns out that she has a terminal illness, but she didn't tell him because she just wanted to live her life. And anyways, it's a really sweet story. I watch it like at least every other month. I don't care if it makes me cry. They're doing a remake of it. That's all I know. They're doing a remake of it. I'm like, that is a movie that doesn't need to be remade.
It's funny how they're remaking all these movies that really do not need to be remade.
So Walk to Remember and A Fault in Our Stars. Those are like my two movies I just watch a lot of as well. Also, someone dies in the end of Fault in Our Stars.
So JC has heard of Walk to Remember, thinks it's fantastic, and agrees with you that it's not one that should be remade. She's like, no!
Yeah, I don't know. I just read that they were making it. I don't know who's playing who. I don't even know if like the original actors are in it or whatnot.
See, why would they do that? I skimmed it because I really turned off by the overly religious centered works. Okay, but that's a personal thing. Makes sense. I'm right there with you. I'm not gonna lie. When you were talking about cutting out all the pictures of the preacher's daughter, I was like, that sounds kind of stalkery, and I don't know if I will like this movie.
Oh, like she took like a Photoshop of like someone she took a picture of her and then like removed her like clothes and then put on like bikini stuff with like Photoshop editing skills and then like plastered it all over. And it's a good movie. He built a telescope for her so she can like watch this shooting star that's going to go through. And he asks his mom to like teach him how to dance so they can dance because she's never danced with someone, and it's really cute. There is religious stuff in there, but it's not even.
Yeah, JC says it's not overly religious.
Mm.
Like, I don't have a problem with religious movies.
No, I wouldn't say it's religious
I
at
didn't
all.
even know, honestly, I didn't even know it had any kind of religion at all because I don't know the concept of the movie until you just described it. I just have never watched it. Like, I don't have a rhyme or reason behind the fact that I haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it yet. JC says there are so many original films they could put their money behind. Right? Not only that, but like there's thousands of books out there. I mean, we've turned all of these big name books into movies and TV shows, and we're remaking some of them already. Not even going to go into that. But like, we can't come up with something new or remake the ones that did poorly because they made them bad. Aragon, Aragon. Oh, sorry, there was something caught in my throat. So yeah, like, can we stop remaking good movies and start remaking bad ones, or just getting away from remakes completely? I'll come back to that in just a second. I want to read through a couple of these comments. Why are they too lazy to make new original movies instead of remaking classics that should never be touched? Uh, Excuse me. Kemi says, or maybe it's because Mandy Moore was hardcore Christian at the time she made it, and that swayed my brain. That's possible. And JC says, one of my favorite movies is Shawshank Redemption.
It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that one a couple times too.
And The Green Mile is good too.
I have not seen Green Mile. I've seen clips, but I haven't seen the whole thing like all the way through. Cough, cough, Space Jam, cough, cough. Never should have touched it. It wasn't a blockbuster, but there was no going up from it. Yes. Wasn't the new one? I haven't seen the new one. My kids have. But wasn't the new one not a remake, but like a continuation?
Yeah, it's a
Like, it was supposed to be a
continuation.
sequel.
Don't watch the new one. That one, the new one's done. Right? Watch the original. The original is really good. I watch it every so often.
I have seen the original. I was just like, I thought the new one was a continuation, not a reboot.
Yeah, it had, because in the first one, there's some aliens that come down and make the Looney Tunes characters play a basketball game or whatever.
Yeah.
They come back in the second one. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong.
Oh, I feel like those fighting words, JC. Space Jam wasn't a good movie to begin with.
When it came out, it was a good movie.
And
it's a cute movie.
I also can't think of Shawshank without thinking of Green Mile. Continuation wasn't going to be better, though. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause here with these comments, and we're going to do another sprint because we're on sprint number 3. We're almost 2 hours into a stream, and we're just now getting to sprint number 3.
It's fine.
We've been chatting for a bit. Let's take a break from chatting and do some whatever we're going to do during the sprint. So, all right, let me get us set up. Whoops. Again, you don't have to write the prompt if you don't want to. It's just there if you want to write. You don't know what you want to write about. But this one says, this isn't about you. It's about what's best for all of us.
And what's best is to watch Independence Day and learn how to attack the aliens so you're safe ever and ever and ever.
And the fact that the reason Independence Day exists is because we were safe from aliens in the past. Oh, man. All right, here we go. So, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, that is time. Let us know what you did and how you did it in the comments. Actually, got some words in. Not many, but I got some.
I got some words in.
Ooh,
I was singing to some songs instead of writing. Not out loud, like my mouth moving.
yeah.
And oh, I got up and told Jesse about you and your Independence Day. And I
Also,
know,
I remembered what I was talking about with comedies. The kind of comedy I hate. It's the ones that have anything to do with secondhand embarrassment.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, just I can't handle
I even have a note right here. It says Skye, Independence Day. Same, Ileana.
that.
Well, I can tell her.
That's the kind of note I would write to myself at like 2 a.m. when I woke up like in a fever dream, and then I would wake up the following morning and go, "What the hell does this mean?"
I had so many of those when we had the RV. My bed was against right by a wall, and it was like one of the like actual real walls, not that the sticky notes would stick to, and so
Yeah,
I'd be like just sticking stuff up there all the time. And there's quite a few times where, like I can't even read what that says.
that is so
Um,
funny. Uh, let's see the comments. There was lots of continuation about different movies, opinions about them, and then okay, here we go. I'm trying to get to the where everyone was talking about what they did. Cami said, same as last time for the snuggler and ate beefaroni with crushed tortilla chips before she joined me. That sounds delicious. I did end up texting my husband. So we had chicken quesadillas for dinner. And I texted him and I was like, let me know when you're on your way back so I can make you a couple quesadillas rather than making his when I made everyone else's since he left for work before I started cooking. Um, I had told myself that I would make his when he was on the way back so they wouldn't sit and get cold. So that was the other thing I did during the spring is I messaged him to let him know, hey, tell me when you're headed home. Which means I'll be awake at like 2 o'clock in the morning again.
that's okay.
It's
I
fine.
think that's maybe my problem because we stayed up, we streamed and we stayed up later. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to sleep for a few hours and then wake up and have my stream at 7:15. So maybe I just wasn't coherent enough to do that.
I told Justin I was like, this was not a very well thought out plan because like I made my schedule for the streams, but I didn't like plan an actual schedule for like the week. And I had all these things that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to work on writing during the two streams so that I would get lots of writing knocked out. And I'm still getting lots of writing knocked out. It's just not as much as I was like in my head I was thinking I would get done. And I'm not mad about it. But like the other things I wanted to do is like I wanted to get all these chores done and I wanted to get a bunch of work done on some of my courses. And again, stuff is getting done, just not as proficiently as it was going to go in my head. And there's been lots of like naps in between without any actual sleep. Because since Sunday night, I haven't had a full night's rest. I've just been taking 2 to 3 hour naps here and there throughout the day.
So
Um,
this is how my weekend schedules usually go.
okay.
Um, Saturday night, I usually stream with you. And then I just stay up and then we go to church next morning. And then I
Right.
come home and I lay down for an hour and I pretend to sleep maybe 2 hours. And then I wake up and then I crash really early Monday morning for like 4 hours and then I'm awake. That's usually what I do every single weekend. But because you didn't stream on Saturday, I actually slept. But then my brain is like, what are you doing? This is not what we need. Like, this is
Mhm.
too much sleep.
And I know part of the reason I'm only taking naps is because so today's Tuesday. Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's still Tuesday, even though it's not Tuesday anymore. Um, so on Mondays, I usually actually stay up most of the day and just take a like because I've slept all of Sunday night, and I just take a nap before I go to work on Monday night, and then I actually sleep during the day on Tuesday. But because I didn't work last night, that's what's throwing my body off. And it's like, hey, you're usually at work right now. What the is going on? And I'm like, no, it's time to sleep. And we're going to stay awake in the day. And it's like, but you're supposed to be sleeping right now. This is bedtime. So that's what's throwing me off and why I've only been taking naps here and there. Like, I fully get why my day, like tomorrow, tomorrow will be great. Tomorrow I'll be fantastic. Like, I will get everything accomplished because it takes me a couple of days to get used to whatever my new schedule is when I change schedules like that.
No, that makes sense.
So,
When I was working at a hotel, I would have like a 3 to 11, and then the very next night, so I'd go from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and then the very next night, I'd have to come in at 11 p.m. again.
Mhm.
That sleeping didn't really happen very much. Because I started working like in July, so middle of summer.
Okay.
I had it mastered to sleep, taking naps in the middle of the day. Now I can nap whenever and wherever. I'll be like, I'm going to lay down. And I've come up with tricks that make my body know this is not good night. This is just a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. Like your sleep, when you go from one shift to another or working on or working off, it's all discombobulated.
It is.
And I almost on Saturday, I was like, well, Skye's not going to stream. I'll do it. And you know what I said? I just said, I'm too tired. I'm not doing that.
It felt so weird not to stream on Saturday, but at the same time, the girls and I were still doing our Star Wars movie marathon. So I was like, I don't feel guilty about not streaming. It just feels weird that I'm not streaming.
Did you get all the movies watched?
We watched
Where did
the
you leave off
first
at?
6. We're on the last 3. And we watched them in the order they came out. So we watched 4, 5, and 6 first. I got them thoroughly confused when we watched 1, 2, and 3, and I had to keep reminding them that this was prequel movies. I was like, no, you're going to be just as confused as I was, okay? We're going to do this the right way.
Yeah.
And now we just have the last 3 because I underestimated the original trilogy that came out. I could have sworn they were only like an hour and a half. In my mind, they're still an hour and a half. I don't care if they actually are longer. But the next 6 that came out afterwards are all 2.5 hours long.
So episodes 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9 are all 2.5 hours?
And so, like, I didn't calculate for how much time watching them would take. Plus, we do breaks and stuff like that because we have that luxury to, like, okay, pause it. I need to go bathroom. So, yeah. So we just had the last 3 to do, which we will not be doing this weekend, but probably next weekend because of the fact that this weekend is the AuthorTube Sweet Treat Stream Crawl. But yeah. All right, let's go to the comments real quick. Cami is going to stay up the 7 hours until I take down the recycling to the curb to make sure I'm set for the weekend's timeline. It's going to throw you off, I swear. JC was like, yeah, Skye, I was looking for you on Saturday night. I was not here. To be fair, I did make a community post because I am starting to use that more. I made a post saying that I wasn't going to be streaming because of the 7-day book challenge and streaming daily.
And to be fair, I did read it.
So,
and then I forgot. And I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Are you streaming? Blah. Wait, it's your birthday. Never mind. Go have fun. Bye.
Panda's staring into the blinking void, and Nixie is blinking at me. JC agrees. Naps are wonderful. Yes, they are. We had mommy-daughter time. Yes, we had, because they had never seen it before, and Star Wars is one of those things like I quote all the time. The original trilogy, not the newer movies, but yeah.
So I suggested to the kids, like, hey, we should like spend a weekend and watch the 9 movies. They're like, 9? Like, yeah, the 9 Star Wars movies. But not like the Rogue One, not that one. Like the first 9 movies that were released in release order. And you know what Illy said? Illy goes, why can't we just do that on May 4th? I said, because it's 9 movies.
It's going to take a lot longer. Especially with the 6 of them being at 2.5 hours long. Now I want to know, how long are the original? Because maybe the original ones are just as long, and that's what's throwing me off. Is in my mind, I was thinking they were only an hour and a half.
I mean, we did watch the 3 Lord of the Rings movies in 2 days.
They're 2 hours long. So yes, I miscalculated greatly.
Hold on. JC says she doesn't know anything about Star Wars. You should watch it.
They're so campy, it's great.
It's fun. Plus, then after you watch the first, couple of movies of Star Wars, then you need to watch Spaceballs. Have you watched that, Skye?
Yes,
Spaceballs?
I've watched Spaceballs. That was another one I grew up with that I probably watched before I should have. Let's see. Where was I at with the comments? Okay, I'm looking in my journal and registering, not registering. I still don't know what I'm using material-wise to set up April. What do you mean by material-wise? You do pretty journals, don't you? With like all the fancy lettering and pretty decorations that you draw yourself. Like that's you, Kimmy, isn't it? I bet it is.
I have this box. This box is what I use to make my journal pages pretty. That I sometimes make pretty.
Oh, my kitchen table is covered with different sticker books right now because I was playing around with journaling earlier today, and I haven't cleaned it up yet. Oops.
Let me see.
Let's see. I have more than enough on hand. I haven't picked anything out yet. Yeah, I had 2 different posts. I posted, I think, either Friday or Saturday that I wouldn't be streaming Saturday night. And then I had a post that went up today about videos this week. I wouldn't know anything about Star Wars. Absolutely not. I tried once. I can see how they would be very boring, actually. I really can. Like, I get it. Not the movies for me. That's fine. I will love them in your place. It's okay. Spaceballs is better. Oh, you take that back. I like Spaceballs. Don't get me wrong. But I do not feel like they're better. But if your preference is comedy,
you kind of have to watch Star Wars in order to get Spaceballs.
Like,
I feel like.
What other movies did it made? It
Some
made
of the
fun
jokes
of.
and stuff.
Let's see. Star Wars was the main one it made fun of, but it also made fun of like Alien. Alien's the one I remember because the line I quote the most from Spaceballs is when the alien pokes out of his chest at the very tail end of the movie and he's like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal." I quote that all the time. When I cannot remember what I'm talking about in conversations with my family, I will just randomly start singing that, and they all know what I'm talking about. JC was also bored with Lord of the Rings. Oh, my heart hurts. I get it. But at the same time, like, oh.
It is a long movie. But.
But those are my kind of movies, so that's okay. Fancy lettering is made in Microsoft Word and printed out on sticker paper. I'm not above the easy way. I have over 800 dual tip markers. I'm going over to Cammie's house to do some crafting with her. Cammie's got 300 plus rolls of washi tape and 7 A5 ring binders of stickers. I thought I had a lot of stickers, but that's a lot.
So I used to have 3 A5 ring binders. But now I'm down to like barely a half of one because I've used them. I just got a set of washi tape for my birthday from Jackson. And this is like a scrapbook set, and it's all like this.
Ooh, I like that.
Like paper that you would glue in, and it's all butterfly. Like, I don't use it on every page, but when I do, I like it. It's pretty.
I have a lot of washi tape. I don't have 300 plus rolls of it, but I have a lot of washi tape. So, and I don't use 9% of it, so I'm actually still going through it to send some to JC. Because JC was talking about needing some journaling supplies, and I'm like, I got you, boo. I got you. But I haven't finished going through it to send it to her, so look where my priorities are. I am so good at this. Kemi says, I'm trying very hard not to buy journaling supplies this year. Same. I'm trying not to buy stickers. Guess what I've already bought? I may have bought stickers. We're not going to talk about it.
This is officially my favorite notebook to like write in or journal in or glue
Is that a
stuff in.
Stalogy? I
Yes,
like
it
the
is.
Stalogies. Earlier this year, that was my late Christmas present to myself because my dad sent me a gift card. And so I bought a glass pen with the ink set. And I've been playing around with it, and it writes so nice, and it doesn't bleed through the Stalogy. Which is nice. So I've been playing around with that.
So I use the Papermate ink gel. No, Papermate Ink Joy gel pens, and they do not bleed through the pages
Nice.
of the Stalogy.
Do I have one of the pens in here? I do not have one of the pens in here.
What else? And then I also have the Tool brand. It bleeds through, but sometimes I still use it.
The Tool brand bleeds through. The Sharpie pens, they at least ghost, and if you write as hard as I do, they bleed through.
I really like the Sharpie
Yes.
S-Gel pens. I just can't write it in this paper
They
because,
bleed through.
like you said, it bleeds through. And then, what else do I have in here?
Let's see. Okay, go back to the comment. 20 blank notebooks. We're not going to talk about how many notebooks I have that are blank because I bought a bulk order of composition notebooks that was like 75 of them. So I have quite a few blank notebooks, but they will all have a purpose in the
Do you
end.
mean, like, when you say composition, are they the ones that are like black and white on the cover that like, oh yeah, I have like 10 of those, but those are all the kids. I don't write in those. I don't
So
like them.
I bought the college ruled ones, and they're not all black and white. I've got yellow, green, blue, red, purple. Like there's different colors. I bought a bulk order of them. So I bought 75. Well worth the cost. It was
Where'd you buy them
Amazon.
from?
I know we don't like Amazon, but
It's okay. No, I was just asking because like how much?
it was
How
like
much was that?
$75.
Okay.
But Walmart now sells these for $2 a piece, and the bulk order they came out to like 15 cents a piece. So
Nice.
it was well worth the money considering how fast I fill these up, because this is why, since buying those, this is actually the fifth one I've used. And this one I had before I bought those, but I've used like 4 or 5 from those already, plus the kids use them for school. So they get used. I do not mind buying a bulk order when they're going to be like 15 cents a piece in the end with how much I use them.
I used to buy like 10 spiral bound ones and then 10 of those ones for each of the kids in a certain color.
I have to get different colors for the kids each year so they don't argue with each other over whose is whose.
Typically, Ilya's green. That's been her thing for a while. And then Jackson's either blue or red, depending on what he tells me that
So
year.
Gwen is either blue or green, and then Gracelyn is either red or black. I always do 2 choices in case I can't find the one color they want.
And then the times when I decide I'm going to write stuff down in a planner, what they do or what they're planning on doing for schoolwork stuff, then I have 2 different colors. But it can't be like black and blue because the ink is almost the same. It has to be super different colors. So like green and red, or green And blue is different because it's like I usually do like a brighter green color. I don't have any. Stupid pen.
I'll have to go get my new favorite pen. It's in the kitchen right now. Let's see. JC doesn't mind long movies, but they're just boring as hell. Kevin says we could go for crafting days. Yes. Also have a bunch of paints, sewing materials, embroidery supplies, and rubber stamp making tools. Okay, I know who I need to send my stamps to because I bought a bunch of those clear stamps, thinking I was going to love them, and thinking, oh, I'll just use these stamps in my books. No, I do not like stamping. I thought I was going to love it, and I do not. So I have all this stamping material that I'm never going to use again. So now I know who to send it to, and then you could do with it what you will. The writing good. Oh, what did I do? I lost where I was. Okay. And the writing goodies like the typewriter, lots of paper, and 70 ink ribbons to keep the letters strong. Nice. I know it's okay that I haven't sent it. It's on my to-do list, and it's been on my to-do list. And I'm one of those people that if I don't get stuff done, I just procrastinate forever and ever. So that's why I want to do it and get it done. Oh, wait, a drawer filled with stamps and inks, as well as fountain pen stuff. Jeez, you got lots of stationery. I'm loving it. Not bad for someone who only started journaling in 2023. Sharpies are alcohol-based, and thus the bleeding, yeah. Those 20 are just the dot grid 160 jet. Do you use Archer and Olive? Do you have different colors and different themes? Because I know Archer and Olive puts the different symbols on the front of the covers. Architectural interior design is more your thing. I've got bundles of grid paper pads. It's only an addiction if I admit it's a problem.
Yeah, right. It's not a problem. You just need someone to build you better
it's
bookshelves.
It's a hobby for right now.
Yes.
It's a hobby. There is a cabinet I want to get. I'll have to go look for the link. I don't even know what it's called. But it's a crafting caddy pantry looking thingy. I don't know. I've got a link. It is an expensive bookcase thingy. It's like $5,000. It's either $3,000 or $5,000. Those are the two numbers that are in my head. And I'm like, I want that. Someday, I want that. It'll be worth it. When I find the link, I will put it in the comments because I'm going to go find that on the next sprint. Because I feel like if Cammie does not have one of these, maybe Cammie should because of all the supplies she's talking about having. I feel like it would be perfect for the supplies you have. Yes, Archer and Olive plus 1 notebook therapy I was gifted and 3 scribbles that matter. I've tried the scribbles that matter. I've tried the Archer and Olive. I've never tried notebook therapy.
Have you tried Dingbat?
I have
notebooks?
Not tried Dingbat either. I'm wary of the 160 GSM just because like that's really thick paper, and I understand why it's so thick, but I want more pages. And the 160 GSM paper is just so thick that there's not as many pages. And to me, that's just, for the cost, it's not worth it for me, if that makes sense. Does not equal out with what I do for journaling. I really like the Stalogies. Those are now my new favorite thing.
I'm on my second one. So
technically speaking, I'm on my second one, but that's because I started over. Take that as you will. See, and a big ass Tifosi. I'll probably put my webcomic reviews tracking in because I have just under 3,000 in progress. I want a sewing cabinet.
Is that all?
Just 3,000? It's nothing. I want a sewing cabinet like that. I had metal racks and fabric bins for most of the rest. Tifosi, it has 256 pages. I'm going to check. Okay. All right. While you check, and I want to go grab that link before I forget. So we're going to go ahead and do our last sprint of the night. We're going to do 25 minutes, and I have one more prompt, and I'm going to go look for the link I'm talking about with the cabinet I'm talking about while we do that. So here's the prompt. You don't have to write it if you don't want to. It's just there if you want to write but don't know what you want to write about. And here it is. It says, move away from the door and let me at him. I'll rip him limb from limb and make sure he never touches another child. Make sure he never hurts another human being ever again. So that's our prompt for the evening. Last one for the night. All of them have been a little dark, depending on which way what your viewpoint is. And we're going to start in three, two, one. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did and what you did in the comments. I got some writing done, and I watched more Pride and Prejudice.
I got a little bit of writing done, and then I stopped liking my mix on YouTube, so I was looking for a different playlist.
And at one point, I was playing around with the placement of the cat in our pictures because I was trying to figure out how to keep the timer from being hidden by the prompt. It didn't work the way I wanted it to. I was trying to put it like on top. You know how your picture and my picture were on top of each other? I was trying to put the cat on top of mine, and it wasn't working out in my favor. Every time I moved it, it just made things worse. So I was just like, okay, fine, I give up. I'm done. I'll try it next time.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw it moving. Like, what the heck?
It's me being silly. Nothing more. Nothing less. Oh, googly. All right, let's see. Let's see. Cammy's responses to my prompts. Tonight's prompts were brought to you by a protective parent. If you too feel you might be experiencing symptoms like looking out for small children, over anxious reactions to imaginary scenarios, determined that nobody puts baby in a corner and especially not him, loving something you sometimes think of killing, or not understanding why your child feels smothered, you too could be affected. I love that so much. As I was reading that, I was almost expecting it to end in the "you too could be entitled to compensation."
Right? I thought that's where she was going with that, honestly.
Dreambox is super neat, but I don't trust those hinges with something that shakes as much as a sewing machine. See, I don't sew unless I'm hand sewing, which I don't even do that often. I do that for like mending things that are torn that I really like that I want to keep, and that's pretty much it. So I don't have to worry about that. Plus, I would probably replace the hinges anyways with something else. If I can scroll back up to where I was, come on, YouTube, work with me. Cami says, my dream box is an actual crafting room. Right now, there's a desk-sized nook next to my bathroom that isn't even big enough to hold a TV. So I use the wire rack as a divider, put a fireplace TV stand, no heating in that part of that suite, and essentially just made it that my art space. I mounted a pegboard to the wall with the shower, have a large craft paper roll and a light bar on the other wall, and then most of the other things on the cart. A serger, acrylic paints, and embroidery supplies are on a small drawer cart next to the front door behind the desk. Opposite the TV is just enough room for the cat tower, an ottoman, and the couch with a bookshelf as a side table. I think the bedroom is the same amount of space, so I could put all of my writing stuff, PC desk over here with the bed and dressers. Okay, I will. I shouldn't. I actually go live Sunday morning because my stream as is at 3 a.m. Eastern. But yes, I'll definitely respond to your Instagram. JC was doing some beta reading. Let's see. And Kim says, so for the next stream, you'll put the timer on the right and your camera's on the left. So that only cleavage is thwarted by. Yes, exactly. Parents don't get much compensation by the law for mentioning it. Exactly. Exactly. All right. I think that is all the comments that I can see. It is 1 in the morning. Oof. Sorry. I didn't mean to make you yawn.
I've been yawning since I woke up the first time today, so.
Cami is the 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. my time, so I think of it as Saturday. Okay. Are you on the West Coast, Cami? Because for some reason I thought you were in the Eastern time zone. And I apparently haven't looked at the schedule because I thought thought your stream on Saturday was earlier, like during the day. Now I'm so confused. I really do need to look at that schedule. I just know what time I'm streaming, and that's pretty much the extent of it. And yes, it is 3 a.m. in the East Coast right now. See, on this weekend, on Sunday, Saturday/Sunday, this is what time I would start my stream. It's going to be different this weekend because of the fact that I'm going to be doing a different stream than normal.
And I will be doing the stream that goes from Saturday night past midnight, right before yours.
Aren't there 30-minute breaks in between each stream?
Yes, there's a 30-minute. Yes, a 30-minute break, which means we can all power nap for 30 minutes.
I might take advantage of that, actually. Do I have... There it goes. Opportune Sweet Treat. Let me look at the schedule.
Oh, Cammy's in BC, Pacific time zone.
I thought Cammy's stream was before both of ours, and it's after ours. That's what had me confused. Okay. Less confused now. I'll actually look back through that fully later. British Columbia. Okay, PST. Doing the first post opening, and then the 6:30 Sunday. Nice. 6 more hours.
6 hours. That's nothing. You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, you got this. Oh, excuse me. So sorry. Oh, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up, though. We've done 4 sprints. I've really got nothing because I'm just going to hop off here and watch Pride and Prejudice until my husband messages me and says, hey, I'm on the way back home. In which case I will start cooking him some chicken quesadillas. I might get more writing done, but honestly, I've written 3,000 words today, almost 4,000 words today. Let me include the writing from this all of these streams today on this session, all of the sprints today on this stream. Jesus, I cannot think anymore. So 386. That's not right. I cannot calculate now. 375. There we go. No! Can't math. 4,261 words for today between the 2 streams. That's a lot.
I didn't count. I got through almost a whole nother chapter, so today. I have...
Where's this progress, though?
Yeah, 6 more left. 6 chapters left.
I have 7 more chapters left, including chapter 3, because I started on chapter 3 this stream, but I've only got like 300-ish words. Because that's the one that my outline says one thing, and the writing I have already done says another. So I'm basically rewriting the whole chapter from scratch.
Gotcha.
So the writing I was actually doing says that she's up for promotion, while the outline says that she's already had the promotion. And the reason I had worked out that she'd already had the promotion is because it moved the story along faster and got us to where we needed to be faster. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, definitely needed that. Okay, let's see. Cami shared the sweet treats schedule. JC is saying bye. Cami's saying bye. Cami has 6 hours until the recycling goes out. I remember you mentioning that. Hate that driveway, but it keeps me active. Sweet dreams when unconsciousness claims you, and may you successfully write down your dreams upon waking. Cami says, whatever I wrote in the chat, that's my word count. That counts. It counts. I told someone else, watching their video today, they were talking about doing the rough draft challenge that is done by Heart Breathings. And they were asking about if anyone else was doing it. I was like, I'm not going to be doing it by word count. I want to do it by sprints. I want to make sure I sprint at least once a day, all 30 days. So that's my goal because I don't know what I'm going to work on because it's going to be based on what I complete this week.
If I complete this story I'm writing now, it's over there on that calendar. On my calendar on the wall over that way that you guys can't see, I actually wrote what I was going to work on each month as far as writing wise.
I did not do that.
I think I wrote on there I was going to work on my July book.
Woo!
Calling it my July book. I think it's going to be like a summer road trip with friends, but I don't know if I don't know. I said July book. I had some ideas.
I would love to write a summer road trip book. I think that would be so much fun.
I've had some disasters with road tripping, so I could totally write some stuff.
I want to write a road trip book, but with monsters. You write your contemporary romance, and I'll write my monster romance. I don't know how I would include that. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to get out of here. We got 5 more days of the 7-day book challenge. I almost said rough draft challenge. Jesus Christ, I'm already skipping ahead. We got 5 more days of the 7-day book challenge. This weekend is the AuthorTube Sweet Treat stream call. Almost had it, dang it. Almost had it. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and give your outro real quick, we'll go ahead and wrap up and get out of here.
Okay, so after 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 43 seconds, you're still here. Glad to have you. As a reminder, my name is Stephanie. I write primarily small town romance, where there's no sex on the page, but there's love story at the end of the book. I blog often. I write in places, and you can pretty much find me anywhere and everywhere. I am participating in the 7-day book challenge with the goal of completing the draft that I'm working on currently. So in April, I can start fresh with something else entirely. I will be participating in the AuthorTube's Sweet Treat stream crawl. 2 different streams. I am going to be doing a 11:30 to 1:30 or something stream overnight, and then I'm also going to be doing the closing chat. The end.
I like you start saying the end at the end. All right, and if you're new here, my name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance. I'm Hegyes because I think monsters deserve love stories too. And yeah, we're streaming all this week. I'm streaming twice a day. Everybody does for that, probably. Usually, I stream Saturday evenings at 10 p.m. Mountain Time. That is changing this weekend because of the AuthorTube Sweet Treat stream crawl. I got it right this time. Woo, go me. And then I'll be back to normal next weekend. And then I typically post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, this week is weird because of everything going on. Back to normal schedule next week. Anyways, thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you all next time, whether that's tomorrow or another day completely. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and press all the buttons I need to press, and we're going to get out of here. So